Well, hi, my name is Kristin Kaufman. For those of y'all whom I've not met, and I am the CEO and founder of Alignment Inc., which is my leadership development coaching consulting company, which I founded about 16 years ago. I've been coming on here every couple of days just to share some bits of wisdom that I have picked up from my clients and also just from my own experiences over the past 35 plus years in the workforce and as a senior level leader in multiple publicly traded companies. Today, I wanted to come on and share, because it's really been glaring at me all week, share 3 rookie mistakes that leaders often make. And trust me, I've made all 3 of these. And so I speak from experience that over the years, being in corporate America and also being an entrepreneur for the past 16, these mistakes are very easy to trip into and to lean into because frankly, it's just we're fighting against inertia. So it's the human condition. So I wanted to share these 3 rookie mistakes so that we can be aware of them. Once you're aware of them, then you can hopefully avoid them as a leader. And if you're brand new to leadership, these are just some pitfalls to try to avoid so that you don't make the same mistakes that I did and so many of us have over the years. Okay. The very first mistake, and I'm actually dealing with this with a client right now. Oftentimes, leaders lean into enjoying the problem. They embrace a victim mentality and they may be facing something that seems insurmountable. It might be they don't have enough resources to get a job done, or perhaps they've inherited a really bad hand, or as I call it, they've been dealt a really bad hand. And therefore, what they tend to do is they immerse themselves in the problem. They build a rapport with their team by also fostering, their lot in life and how hard this problem is going to be to get out of, rather than saying, yes, we've been dealt a bad hand, but let's do everything we can to solve the problem and to distinguish ourselves as a team of improving that situation and solving the problem, and actually showing leadership above them and around them that they have the chutzpah to do what it takes to solve the problem. Oftentimes leaders, because it is hard, they will just cave under the pressure, and the big rookie mistake is that they will become aligned to their team by enjoying the problem with their team and looking for someone else to come in and solve the problem. And that is a rookie mistake. Senior level leaders and leaders with experience know that the moment that you do that, then you've lowered the performance of your team, because they're going to follow the leader. So that common denominator of, just kind of leaning into the problem and rolling around in the problem, everyone's going to follow the leader's lead. So that is the first rookie mistake. And the correction, the pivot, is that you recognize the problem, you collaborate with the team on how to solve the problem, and then you move forward to solve a problem. Is it easy? No, it's not. But it absolutely is what can and will distinguish you as a leader, and certainly distinguish your team as a team that can play a hand very well, despite how bad that hand may have been. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, oftentimes leaders avoid conflict. They will enable a situation to continue. We used to call it kicking the can down the road or passing garbage, right? If you have a problem child on your team, you have a leader that may or may not be delivering the results they need. You are reluctant as a leader to make the hard decision. And the hard decision could be a myriad of things. It could be letting that person go. It could be having a difficult conversation with that person. It could be putting them on a performance plan. But oftentimes, as a new leader, that conflict feels icky, and having those difficult conversations is somewhat hard. And so then we kick the can down the road and we say, it'll resolve itself, it'll resolve itself, it'll resolve itself. And you know what? It won't. We have to take responsibility of helping that person or that leader navigate through whatever challenges they're having. That's our job. Our job is to grow leaders. Leaders grow leaders. So that is our job. So coupled with that, in that second rookie mistake, then we sometimes can become too friendly. So we put our arms around that person and we have compassion and empathy, And that is fabulous. However, it doesn't stop there. You certainly can align yourself with them, have empathy with that person, but then we have to challenge and stretch that person to pivot and make the changes that they need to make. Otherwise, again, that problem will continue. It will continue to foster. And the worst part is other people in the organization are watching how you're handling someone who is not doing their job or is not doing their job to the level of expectation that you have. And then that, again, it just lowers the morale. It lowers the respect, frankly, that people in the organization will have for you, because then you're perceived as being weak and not having the ability to do what you need to do. Okay, so that's rookie mistake number 2. And rookie mistake number 3, which is really, frankly, it sometimes I see this crop up even more the higher the person grows in the organization. Leaders oftentimes lack humility. I mean, how many times have we worked for people who have these huge egos and they take credit where credit is not theirs to take? They are not generous with spreading the wealth around with the teams that really have done the heavy lifting. And they are also thinking that they are the master of all trades, which of course we all know we're not. And we have to surround ourselves with people that fill the voids that we simply do not have the capability to deliver ourselves. Lord knows, I mean, I was very fortunate that I had a phenomenal team in most cases in my corporate career, with phenomenal people that made me look good. I mean, they were just really good at what they did. And I know that probably early in my career, due to insecurity or basically lack of experience, I did not spread the wealth as much as I could have or should have. And I think as I grew in my leadership career, spreading the wealth and giving credit where credit is due and making sure that everyone gets elevated. It's the old adage again, a rising tide lifts all boats. And as a leader, that's our job, is to help everybody rise up. And the first step is having humility and giving credit where credit is due. So those are my 3 rookie mistakes that I think all of us probably, when we first start off in leadership, make them, and probably many others as well. Enjoying the problem, not having the chutzpah to make the hard decisions, not, basically pushing against enjoying, embracing, pushing against not having that difficult conversation or addressing the conflict. And then the third is lacking humility and being able to share the wealth and having enough security and enough confidence that you know that if you help everyone else be successful, you too will be successful. So those are my 3 little bits of insight. Again, my name is Kristin Kaufman. I'm in the business of growing leaders. I help people create the lives they want without giving up the creature comforts that they want. And that can be done in corporate America. It can be done as an entrepreneur, a small business, or any myriad of other professional choices. But the bottom line is leadership begins with a constituency of one. That's a quote by Jeff Immelt, the previous chairman of General Electric. And it's a quote that I use all the time because I believe in that quote. We have to build leadership within ourselves before we can ever hope to grow leaders outside of ourselves. So with that, make it a fabulous Friday. If you have questions or would like to engage with me, I will put my website below. Would love to have any kind of conversation if I can help you or your team achieve whatever goals it is that you have. Make it a great weekend.